Welcome back to the West Ham Network. You have just witnessed. Sorry, I need to get that noise off. Sorry, 2 seconds. I'm coming. I can't get this one.
I'll let you sing it.
Great. Right, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. West Ham have walked away 1-0 victorious against Fulham at Craven Cottage. It is a monumental victory for West Ham. We didn't do it in any fashionable style, but we got the job done when it was against us. Everything was against us. It doesn't look down now. It's not fantastic football. It's not. It's grinding out results. We said this a couple of weeks ago. Buckle up, West Ham fans. This is the sort of football you are going to see West Ham playing. This is what we are getting now. This is us trying our best to get ourselves safe. The key element is to get safe. No matter what, the fans were behind the team. The team wasn't a dynamic. It wasn't an exciting. It wasn't a great. It wasn't a proactive. It wasn't your most flamboyant, pretty football. It was actually an extremely dominant positional display by Fulham. If I give you the statistics of the game, they had 76% possession, Fulham did, over West Ham's 24, so absolutely dominant in that area. They had a total of 16 shots to our 9. But the key element was we had to put the ball in the back of the net, albeit it was a own goal. It wasn't ideal, but it was an own goal. But West Ham have walked away with the 3 points. That is a humongous, huge 3 points. A couple of results going our way as well. Villa currently beating Forest 2-0. Wolves did, of course, go ahead and beat Chelsea 1-0 on their home turf for Frank Lampard's return back to Chelsea. Bournemouth did beat Leicester City. We will look at the Premier League in a second, but just to let you know, West Ham have pushed ourselves up into 13th place. We are 3 points from safety. That's helped our goal difference ever so slightly, but there are teams below us. We do have a game in hand on Bournemouth and Everton and Nottingham Forest and Leicester, of course, as well. Now West Ham have opened up that 5-point gap between us and second from bottom Leicester, 3-point gap between us and Nottingham Forest and Everton, who both sit in 17th and 18th place. So get your comments in. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, not a dominant display at all. Not the most exciting display from West Ham. I thought, Fulham just aren't prolific in any way in front of goal at all. But it wasn't a day at the office for our strikers. Danny Eggs had a chance at the second half. But I think defensively, we done all right. We done better. We had to. We had no choice. We had so much to do defensively in this game. Talk about individual players. Tommy Soucek started the game for West Ham today. He did a little bit better. He had 35 touches of the ball in this game. He had 55% accurate passes, 1 key pass. He was accurate with 100% of his crosses. He was only accurate with about 30-40% of his long balls. He won most of his ground duels, only won 50% of his aerial duels, but out of those touches, he did lose possession 9 times. The key element here is I really don't know what he offers. I'm not being horrible to the guy. I'm not being horrible to the geezer, but it's different if he's getting you regular performances, regular flamboyancy, regular creativity, regular tactical decisions, regular technical ability. He's not offering any of that just now, and that is one of the key things that I am struggling with why Soucek is playing. However, it's squeaky bum time. Max Courtney came on as a substitution. He found himself break one-on-one with the keeper, put the game to bed. He could have put the game to bed not nice and early, with like a minute to go, but he hit the ball straight at the bloody keeper. What are the chances? Anyway, let me jump into the comments, see who's here. Michael Blees, Irons, good to see you, mate. We are 23%, massive. I know, I can't believe the stats. I don't want to talk about the stats, but hey-ho. Paul Flower, John Kedward, first away win since August or something. You can absolutely say that again. It's not been fantastic, has it, at all? However, when we need to pick up some results, we are picking them up. We have the toughest of games coming up against Arsenal next in the Premier League next Sunday. That is obviously going to be a very, very tough game for us, and hopefully, other teams have done us favors in terms of getting us results, and we can't turn up on the day, and that's what we need to do. We cannot afford to have a repeat of the bloody Arsenal game of the Newcastle game at all. But in the last few games, we beat Southampton, we beat Fulham, games you would expect West Ham to win on paper. We didn't beat Newcastle, unfortunately, which was obviously a little bit rubbish, but we've picked up 6 out of the last 3. That will do. That will give us a little bit of a tiny bit of breathing space. It's not ideal. We want more than that, but we'll go from there. We were stupidly lucky there. Do you know what? I agree with you. Absolutely dominant display from Fulham in terms of their stats. They didn't have anyone prolific up front. I think if Mitrovic was there, it could have been a little bit of a different ball game. If I'm being really honest, maybe we were lucky on our day, but we've been lucky several times this season as well. But at the end of the day, it's a results business. It's a results game. We're in the results part of the of the season. We need to pick up the points, and 3 points is 3 points. Didn't score, clean sheet, 3 points. Come on, you Irons. Manager says all that pain and we're only 3 points off relegation. I know. And that shows you, how important, if we could have got something from that Newcastle game, we're 3 points from relegation. If we'd have beat Newcastle, we could be 6 points. And then, you've got a game in hand on a lot of teams as well, and things are looking a little bit brighter. But we have picked up 6 out of the last 9. Poor performance against Southampton, poor performance against Newcastle, poor performance against Fulham. Much better when Benny came on. Thanks, Mitrovic and Harrison Reed, but very 3 important performance. Woeful performance, massive result, absolutely. Matt B says, I still want him gone. We are so bad at going forward as well. Good job, Mitrovic wasn't playing. Toothless without Mitrovic. As well. Mickey Ruff says, needed luck, but fortunes didn't hide and we didn't look far. Moyes in from Scott. Mark R says huge, 3 points. Mac B agreed. I could only count down the clock and follow the score. Eamon Green, absolutely shite game. We need to improve massively on this, or we are down. Other teams will not be so in their finishing like Fulham was. Matt B says corny in that chance. I know. Rob's projected well, please for you, my old son. Come on, absolutely. John Kedwards, 30 points. It's looking a bit better. Michael says we are level on games due to our game in hand being Man City. Good point. I get that, but the Knob still can't pick the right team. Never convincing. Squeaky bum time. Michael Lee says Zuma. Paul Williams says well done. Okay, still not good. Mickey Ruff says Corney shot saved and nearly an assist, but no avail. Surely he'll be ready to start soon. Needs minutes. I agree with you. This is a turning point. Come on, you Irons. The thing is, it is a turning point, but we said, and we have got Arsenal next, which is obviously going to be a very tough game for us to compete in. Brighton are being robbed as we speak. Yeah, I've seen that. What is their final score? I think that is still 2-1 to Spurs, isn't it, as well? Alan Dunn says, like I said earlier, Anton, if it wasn't for the own goal, we wouldn't have won. So for me, Moyes still should be sacked. That result is still paper on over the craps. He's not going to get sacked, mate. He's not going to get sacked. I think he's now here. We've had the embarrassing result against Newcastle at home, and he's still here. So I think we need to put to bed that, and I think we just need to, ride this storm out, and fingers crossed we can stay up. It's not ideal. It's really not ideal, and I get that, and I'm there with you, Alan. I really am, but we need to. We're going to have to grind this out. I swear to God, just the way I can understand is I'm going to keep saying it, and I'll repeat. Buckle up, because this is it from now to the end of the season. We ain't going to have this flamboyant, pretty football. Players are going to get pissed off because they're not going to get game time. At least now, we've got the game midweek against Ghent. Coming up for Arsenal, we may have Skamaka fit. If he's going to start playing maybe the likes of 2 up front, I don't know if he'll do that against Arsenal. You may see the likes of Skamaka if he does return in enough time, but I don't know. But this is an absolute game changer. This is, give thanks for that win. Great save from Superfab. It really, really was. Pereira gets himself through one-on-one with Fabianski. He just has to knock the ball around Fabianski and tap it into an empty net. He tries to knock it round. Fabianski dives, but seems to leave his kind of closest foot still close to the ground, and at the last second springs off his foot and dives and makes a fingertip save to save West Ham. You could equally say save West Ham's season as well. Fabianski, what a save, man of the match. Good comeback game as well. Matt B says Fabianski's save low to the ground was lovely. Matt B says shame he didn't do that against Joe Linton the other night. Defence was put through the ringer. I mean, listen, if I tell you now some of the stats that they had to play, Zuma, full game, 14 clearances, 2 block shots, 1 interception. He won nearly 100% of his aerial duels. He won 50% of his ground duels. He lost possession 3 times, had 29 touches, 57% accurate pass rate as well. That was Zuma. Ogbonna, probably very similar. 12 clearances, 2 block shots, 3 interceptions, 1 tackle. Dominant performance from them in the middle of the park, where I suppose when you needed it at the most as well. We had 31 touches, 70% pass accuracy as well. Creswell, Vladimir Sufal, I thought all put in a reasonable shift for us today. I thought Declan Rice didn't have the best of games. It was a tough game for Pablo Fornals to really get into, but he'd done enough of a job. Scott Barnes says, to be honest, I didn't see this result. What a man Moyes is, because the team is woeful. Garino says, Corney proved he is Antonio's natural replacement. No excitement, just relief. Do you know what? I was so underwhelmed with the Southampton game, and I was so angry with the Newcastle game that this I probably didn't expect. I seen the team, I seen the way we played, and I didn't expect anything from it. But the fact is, we scored early doors and we've managed to hold that lead. It's not pretty, it's not nice, but it gets the job done. Spurs have won. Of course, Freno says 3 points is 3 points. End of every conversation, as we fans care about. All but main thing is win, so eyes on the scoreboard. Michael Blaze says, live without Moyes here till the summer, then gone, start new next season. If Fabi doesn't get the ball, it's a foul, send it off, and a penalty. Lucky to be the goal, clear handball. Alan Dunn, mate, I realise he won't be sacked, but I'm getting tired of sitting on the edge of my seat at 1 a.m. I just love to see us play good football and dominate a game. I agree with you. I'm there 100%. I know what you're saying. And I know I'm not putting words in your mouth either. I'm just saying that, you know, even though I've fully committed to, I think the future is now with a David Moyes out of the club, essentially we're going to be stuck with him between now and the end of the season. I don't even think a really terrible loss against someone else is going to make it. You know, he's got an opportunity here now to go to Ghent, get the game at Ghent done, try and get ourselves through, give players much needed game time. Arsenal next week, you could say that that's a free pass for Arsenal. I don't buy it like that. I think we need to just turn up and show we're at home, get the crowd on our side. You know what? We can do it any day of the week. We can do it as long as we turn up and we want the fight and we want that. And 9 times out of 10, you know, when we turn up against a big top side, when they're flying, I mean, the thing is, down in relegation zone, it's a battle. Down at the top 2, it's a battle. And Arsenal and Man City are going to have to drop points at some point. Why not against us? Why not? I'm probably dreaming here, but what's this here? Just been on Hammerstack. Gonzo's just told Gio, if you want Moyes in still, I'm going to West Ham Network in a Mankini. But you know what? Essentially, they're not going to sack him. It's as simple as that. They're not going to sack him. West Ham are bipolar. Every game at home, maybe we'll do Arsenal 3-1. Yeah, you're right, mate. You're totally right. We are a bipolar team. We don't know what's going on from what team's going to turn up. Here's some pictures from the game as well, just to show you there. Zuma defended really well. Heads down from Fulham and West Ham scored the goal. Jared Bowen broke free down the right-hand side. Fair play, though. What I will say is to Sufal, not giving up down the right-hand side, pings the ball in, and it's cleared from one of their defenders. Jared Bowen collects the ball, intercepts it by the defence, crosses the ball into the mix. That's the key element, into the mix, and their player puts the ball into the back of the net, and Jared Bowen runs away celebrating his assist, as you do. Sufal, like I said, done really reasonably well down there. Fabianski with an absolute world-class save in the second half to give West Ham walk away with 3 points as well. You've got Flynn Downs came on in the second half. I suppose you're getting more of a technical player in that role. Tommy Suchek dropped in a little bit deeper beside Declan Rice, allowing Flynn Downs to play up further up the field. But essentially, I think we were just lacking that creativity. I don't know why Cornet's not starting. So we'll just have to wait and see as well. Ogbonna with an overhead kick is attempt to try it. Benny came on off the bench to try his luck, and I think a lot of people thought we played a little bit better with that one as well. But anyway, there's your short, sharp review with the 3 points. What I am going to do is give you the live Premier League table. If you just bear with me now, I'll let you see what the Premier League table looks like. Let's see if I can get that for you. Where are we? Premier League. Should be here. There it is. Yes, so I will bring this page up for you now. we can have a little look together and share our thoughts on the Premier League as things stand. There you go. There is the current Premier League table. West Ham currently sitting in 13th place with 30 points. We have a goal difference of minus 12. So Leeds, and we share pretty much with Leeds and Leicester. So that will do us favours in the run-in. You can see our last few games of form, but we are joint on points with Crystal Palace and Bournemouth, who won a fantastic result today against Leicester City. A fantastic result for Bournemouth against Leicester City today. Then we're a point above Leeds United, 3 points above Everton and Nottingham Forest, 5 points of a gap between us and Leicester City, and of course 8 points between us and Southampton. Southampton play their game against Manchester City as well. So there is your final league table of today. Southampton playing Man City up next. Join us tomorrow. We'll bring you some more content talking about today's game. We'll give you the ratings on Monday as well. Thank you very much for watching. Sorry for the shorts, the slippy start, only down to the fact that I didn't have a stream, but we got that as well. Yeah, big talking point. Suchek, Headless Chicken, for now is doing okay. And Battling Moyes takes off for Niles as well. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Take care. And of course, come on, you Irons.